Good day, class. My name is Musla Entrepreneur, and today me and my colleagues are going to present to you your business studies lesson. In this lesson, we're going to focus on creative thinking and problem solving. I will first help you to define what these two aspects mean on its own. You will later then on learn how creative thinking can be an advantage to a business and how it can be used to solve problems. But for now, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about what does creative thinking means in a business. I want you to imagine this. You are part of a marketing team. Your task to design an advert to specifically target young people. And I want you to think about which approach will be more effective that you are going to take. Will you go the traditional way of advertising in newspapers, etc., or would you go with a new approach such as using platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook? I want you to think about what would you as a young person do. Would you read a newspaper, or would you go on TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram? If your answer is the second option, this means you have used another approach, a newer approach, rather than the traditional one to advertise. And this can be viewed as using creative thinking. You are not taking the traditional common approach, you are going with something new to effectively reach and connect with these young people. Which brings me to the point that creative thinking can merely be described as the ability to approach problems in a new, imaginative way. Now, we are going to discuss what does problem solving mean. Problem solving, in short, is the process of identifying a challenge and finding a solution. For example, you are employed at a business, and your managers have discovered that there are a decline in employee productivity. So now they have to investigate, identify the challenge, which in this case they concluded is the communication problem among employees. Now they have to sit down, think about, discuss the issue, then create and implement a solution. For instance, they can come up with a new project management tool to ensure better collaboration, task tracking, and transparency among employees. They can result in improved efficiency and team coordination. Now, I want you to keep in mind these two aspects. How I explained it, how I identified it, so you can better understand how it can be an advantage to the business and how creative thinking can be used to solve a problem. So I'm gonna give it over to my colleague to explain the advantages to you.
Good morning, grade teens. So now we are going to look at the content. So we are going to look at creative thinking and problem solving. Now, what is expected of you that you should know? So when we look at the business, we can see that they face problems, okay? And they face it every day. Creative thinking and problem solving helps the business to grow and succeed and to solve these problems. So if we can look, what is creative thinking now actually about? What is it? So creative thinking is the ability to think outside of the box and generate innovation ideas. So this is when we don't use the everyday opportunities, the everyday solutions for each situation. We have to think outside the box because situations differ and life changes, so we can't always use the same. It involves looking at problems from different perspectives and finding unique solutions. That's what I just said. Now, a few examples of this is developing a new marketing strategy. So, if you can quickly think about 10 years back, we didn't use the same marketing strategy than what we use today. Things have changed and our technology is improving. We have to adapt to that and we have to make new solutions. Then another example is designing an innovation product. Okay, we have to upgrade our products. We have to make it new, make it better. Then we have to finding a cost-effective way to manufacture goods. We have to find a better way and a more cheaper way to product new products. Okay. Now that we have looked what is creative thinking, we also have to know what is problem solving. Okay, problem solving. Now, in a workspace, there could occur a lot of problems between workers and colleagues, and if we work at a school, between learners. So problem solving is the process of identifying challenges and developing solutions. Okay, this is crisis management. So usually when a problem occurs, you quickly have to think about a solution, because you have to think on the spot. And to find the best solution, you have to be calm and you have to think clearly for the best problem solution. Then it requires logical thinking, creativity and decision-making skills. Very important. So examples of this is resolving customers' complaints. Okay, so we can get customers that's not happy. We have to make sure that they are still happy and not upset, and we have to choose their side. That's actually the worst, because what if they are wrong? We have to make them believe that they are right. Improving business operations to reduce costs. Okay, we have to reduce costs for the production of products and even services. So there is a big gap that we must fill to reduce the costs. Then the last one, finding alternative suppliers when a primary supplier fails. So what if our supplier can't supply meat for us? What then? So we have to think. It's problem solving. Do you see? Then let's quickly look at the characteristics of creative thinkers. So how do I look, or how do I seem to be if I'm a creative thinker? So this is the characteristics I have when I'm a creative thinker. I'm open-minded. So I'm open for every solution, for every idea. Then I'll consider it. I am curious. So I want to find out, why is this like this? What is happening? Why is it happening like this? Then we have willingness to take risks. Yes, we have to take risks in a business, and that is a very important characteristic. If we are in a business and if we have to make creative thoughts and plans, then we have ability to connect unrelated ideas. Okay, we get people that gives us unrelated ideas, and we have to make it work. Okay, thinking beyond traditional solutions. So this is another characteristic for creative thinkers. So now you have to remember the characteristics of the creative thinkers. what is creative thinking, and then problem solving. What is problem solving? Now we are looking at the problem solving process. So it's so nice because it's a process. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It tells you exactly what to do. So I don't know about you, but I like if somebody tells me exactly step 1, step 2, step 3, because then I know I'm in the right direction and I know I'm doing the right thing. Okay, so number 1, identify the problem. Okay, so let's say we first have to identify what is the problem. So let's quickly think of an example in a business. Let's say we do not have enough customers. Okay, that is the problem. We have to get more customers. Okay, number 2, we have to analyze the problem. That means you have to gather information and determine the root cause. Okay, so why don't we have enough customers? Okay, let's look at our hours that we are open. So we close at 5 o'clock in the afternoon and we open at 7. 5 o'clock is not a good time because everyone's still working, or they are done from work, and then when they get to the shop it's closed. So we maybe have to consider our working hours, that it's been longer. Okay, so that's how we analyze the problem. We can see, okay, this is why. Number 3, develop solutions. Okay, that was already a solution. Brainstorm and evaluate possible solutions. Now we are going to see, okay, we are going to maybe open at 8 and then close at 6, maybe shift the hours, or we are gonna just shift the hours and see if that works. Number 4, implement the best solution. Okay, so now we have to look, okay, what is the best solution of this? It's probably to stay late, to close later, so at 7. Number 5, evaluate the outcome. So assess success and make improvements if needed. So now let's try this. We have to implement it now. Okay, so we are going to close at 7 now, and then we're going to see if we have more sales and if we get more customers. Okay, so now we are looking the importance of creative thinking and problem solving. So why is this whole topic important? Well, this helps the business to adapt to changing markets. Okay, encourages innovation and competitiveness. So this makes the business grow. This helps the business to be updated with life. Number 3, leads to better decision making and efficiency. Okay, and then last one, enhances customer satisfaction and business growth. This is all because we need to keep up to life. We need to stay on the standard that life gives us, and all that we can do this is if we implement this, if we grow, if we improve. Okay, then let's quickly look at a case study. Apple uses creative thinking to design innovative products like the iPhone and iPad. Problem solving helped them overcome production chain challenges and market competition. Their creativity and problem solving skills led to global success. Okay, now apply your skills, the activity. The scenario, your business is losing customers to competitors. Okay, so they are losing customers because there is other phones that's produced, so people do not buy those phones anymore. Task, in groups, brainstorm the creative solutions and present your idea. So learners, you quickly have to brainstorm creative solutions for this scenario and present your idea. Okay, then this brings us to the end of the presentation part. The conclusion, we are going to close off with creative thinking and problem solving are essential in businesses. Businesses that innovate and solve problems effectively stay competitive. They always look for new opportunities and creative ways to overcome challenges. Okay, so this was the whole nutshell, why it is important, why businesses need this, and yes, every business needs this. I hope you understand, Cretins, and then I'm looking forward for your feedback on this scenario. Thank you.
To conclude our lesson today, we are quickly going to recap the definition of creative thinking, the advantages of creative thinking, and how creative thinking assists us with problem solving in the business environment. So if we look again at the definition of creative thinking, to recall it, we can remember that it is a creative way of thinking and the ability to think outside the box, to generate new ideas and to approach problems in an initiative way, and to use your imagination when you solve the problem. It involves us to explore with different ideas and to approach the problem in a manner that we didn't approach it before with, to think of new and innovative ideas. We also look at solutions that we usually don't use to solve the problem, and that is the definition of creative thinking. If we look at its advantages, why will we use creative thinking in the business environment? The advantages of creative thinking is mainly to use it in our problem-solving process. So it allows us to look at innovative solutions to complex problems and thinking outside of the box. So there's not just one advantage, there's a lot of different advantages. For example, creative thinkers can easily adapt to new problems. They can think of new solutions. It gives us increased innovation. It gives us the ability to think of something or to think of a way that we never used to solve the problem before. This may be useful because if we solve the problems on the same time the whole time, the problem will keep coming back. If we look at another one, it enhances productivity. So by finding more efficient or novel ways to work, creative thinking can lead to improved productivity. And then it helps us with better decision making. When we have more creative ideas, we can make better decisions on how to solve the problem. And it increases the motivation of our workers in the business. So creative tasks can be engaging and it can be enjoyable for the workers. So it leads to higher motivation and job satisfaction, which is the most important thing in the business environment, is to be satisfied in the job that you do. Otherwise, you won't be happy or productive. That is just a few advantages that creative thinking has for our business, but you can think of, if you can think of any more advantages, you can raise your hand and then we can look at them. And you can always look in your textbook for more advantages. Should you not wish to use these ones, you can also use the advantages that is in your textbook. So to recap the creative thinking's role in problem solving in our business, we can look at these following points. So creative thinking plays a very crucial role in problem solving by enabling our workers to approach challenges from fresh and unconventional angles that we don't usually use. Yes, just a few ways that creative thinking plays a role in problem solving. So firstly, it helps us to generate multiple solutions. We will have a lot of solutions to choose from that will lead to a higher chance of success that it will work. It gives us more options to tackle the problem at hand. Then it gives us the ability to overcome our obstacles. It allows individuals to look beyond traditional methods and to think of innovative ideas and ways to overcome our problems in the business, and finding alternative ways when standard solutions don't usually work when we approach the solution. Then it allows us to think outside of the box. It encourages thinking beyond the existing frameworks or limitations. So we don't have any limitations that hold us back when we think of a new way to solve our problem. And it often leads to breakthrough ideas that traditional approaches might miss. So we can usually get an idea that we won't get when we use traditional ways to solve the problem. It also encourages collaboration in our business. So it is very important for our workers to collaborate in the business and to work together. So when creative thinking is encouraged, it can inspire teamwork and collaboration, as different perspectives often lead to better problem solving. So we usually say two minds are better than one. So when we have more solutions, it is better than only having or being limited to one solution, and it will have a higher success rate when we solve the problem. And then the last one we can look at is risk taking. Creative thinkers are often more willing to take a risk when we solve the problem, because they are trying new approaches that other persons or other businesses might miss, which can result in innovative solutions. So when we approach it on a traditional way, we are not taking the risk because we knew what to expect. But when we use creative thinking, we are taking the risk, and it also gives us a higher success chance to solve the problem at hand. So in essence, creative thinking enhances the ability to solve problems in a more effective way and in more efficient ways, because we have a lot of different ideas. We have a lot of ideas to work with and play with in the business. So these are just a few ways that it plays a role in problem solving. So if you can think of any other idea or any other way that you think it plays a role in problem solving, please raise your hand and then we can discuss it together. If you have any questions, you can raise your hand now. Any questions regarding the work, anything that you are unsure of, you can raise your hand and then I can answer your questions. Okay, I will be handing out your worksheet now that you will complete for me in class with the time that we have remained. If you don't finish it in class, you must please do it for me at your after school at your house for homework. Okay, if we look at the worksheet, the instructions are very clear for us. They say we must please complete all the sections of the worksheet, and you must submit the worksheet at the end of the class, or in your case, you will give it for me tomorrow if you are not finished for today. So it is not a big of a deal. We can use it to spark a brief discussion with a peer. So if we look at part A, they're asking us definitions. So what is creative thinking? Please use your own words here, what you have learned. So they say write your own definition based on what you've learned in class. So you don't have to go and write the definition down word for word. You must please give me your definition of what you think creative thinking is based on what you've learned today. And then question 2 is what is problem solving? So write your own definition based on what you've learned in class. So what is your definition of problem solving? How do you look at the definition? What does it mean to you? Then part B, they ask us an example of a business plan. Read the scenario below and answer the question. So the scenario is a local coffee shop is facing low sales because many customers are not aware of its existence. They have tried additional advertising methods, but it has not been effective. So the question 1 there is, what problem does the coffee shop face? You can just look at the scenario, they give you the problem there. And then question 2, what is one creative solution the coffee shop should or could try to solve the problem? So you can give them a creative idea what they can use to boost their sales and what will work for them. Part C, we have a real world problem. So think about a business you know. It can be from our community or a business you've heard about or a business you've known. What is their problem? And Question 1 is, what is the problem the business is facing? So you can think of any problem that you or any business that is facing a problem, and you can write down the problem, write down the business name and the problem that they are facing. Question 2, they ask us what creative idea can help them solve this problem. So you must also think of a creative idea that they can use to solve the problem that they are facing. Remember, this must be as creative as possible. So then we have part D, the reflection. So in your own words, answer the following questions. Why is creative thinking important in a business? And then question 2, how can you apply creative thinking to solve problems in your own life or your future career? So that is the end of the worksheet. You must please complete it for me now in class. If the bell rings, you can just take it home and you can finish it there, and then you can just bring it back tomorrow.
Creative problem solving simply means thinking out of the box. We need to say, how can we do this differently? What ways haven't we tried yet? Creative thinking equals to business success. Let us explore examples of creative thinking, or rather, let us see how we can approach creative problem solving. We can look at repackaging. How can we repackage these products in a different way that will attract new customers, or in a way that will make the item more desirable? How can we reach different customers differently? We don't always have to have a standing store in a physical place, but even if we do, how can we reach customers that are in different locations? We need to explore such solutions. We can also look at turning waste into different profit or into profit. For example, most coffee shops now are turning their old products into garden fertilizers. So we need to see, how can we turn certain waste into the company into profit? Can we recycle? That is another different element in business these days. How can we bundle products? Another example is bundling products. How can we bundle our products in a way that if I'm looking for just one permanent marker, how about you sell this permanent marker with the eraser for the board? This is something that goes together. This is something that I can use to go together, that I'm going to be using in a presentation. So how do we bundle products? Instead of selling one item, how can we try and make more money by bundling products? And we also need to adapt to trends. Everything in today's world is all about what is in the trend. Look at the Stanley Cup, for example. How do we adapt to trends, or how do we adapt to the changes within the marketing environment? How do we attract our product to the desired target market? So those are the different examples that we need to explore when we look into creative thinking. What are the examples that you can think of? Can you think of a business problem and also maybe another business solution towards that problem?